for the recording.
Because nobody's in space.
Ooh.
Or are we all tired of space for a week? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, everybody.
We have the questions compiled, right? I can't.
I'm ready.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. I think I was recording, but I wasn't recording myself. I was just recording the Zoom call, which wouldn't make much sense. It'd just be a screen of all you guys looking on. Okay, are we excited yet? We just gave away Jet Boost. Everybody knows who won. Carlos, Charity, David, Jordan, Chris. I think we have a couple Chris's, though. Do we need to clarify that? Let's see. This is Chris Abra. So Chris Abra, you just picked up $100 in Jet Boost credit along with Carlos, Charity, David, and Jordan. So the next one is kind of a big deal. They're MakerPad memberships. This is a $600 value each. This is a lifetime membership with MakerPad, full access. And we kind of had some tough times picking all of these. It was very difficult. We tried to spread some of the prizes out. But in this round, we have Colin. Is Colin on the call? JP also wins a MakerPad membership. Carlton, who I think is Mr. Banks. So Mr. Banks wins a MakerPad membership along with Thomas, and let me make sure which Thomas Merrick. So Thomas Merrick is also going to pick up a MakerPad membership. And Aviv, did Aviv just join? Who was that just joined? So Aviv also grabs a MakerPad membership, and Joshua, where's Josh Jacobs? I think that's who that is, right?
No.
Yeah, it is Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Okay, so from there, we're going to go to the member stack credits. So again, we're just going to name off the 5 people here. It's $100 in Maker our member stack credits. We got Christopher, and that's Christopher Lally. So Christopher, you just picked up $100 in MakerPad credits. Marcel, Rohan, Jamie, that's Jamie Arias, and Josh Jacobs. You win again. Let's see. Okay, so that's kind of the low level prizes. Congrats. Those are will be issued via email, so we'll connect with you guys via email. We'll have to pass that email to them to issue those prizes. So again, let's see. Is this still day 1? Rohan, you're 3 days late to the game. Sorry, brother. Okay. The next one is FinSuite Consulting. This is 2 sessions with Joe. Joe picked these out himself, people that he had interacted with and really thought would benefit from this, along with the effort that they had put into the competition. And so do you want to announce those, Joe?
Yes, I do, but I don't have Airtable open right now.
Okay. We can wait for half a second.
Yeah. Okay, we have FinSuite Consulting. We'll do an hour or 2 of sessions for Juan Pablo and for Yigit. Both of you reached out about some JavaScript questions and said that you watched the videos and interacted with them. So let's chat a little bit about JavaScript and how that can help you grow your agency.
Yeah, that's great. And as somebody who's been getting a chance to spend some time working with Joe and collaborating on some projects, that'll be extremely valuable time. So we're starting to get into the meat of the prizes here. Webflow Pro accounts. So we have 2 of these to give away. Hang on, let me admit. We have 2 Webflow Pro accounts. Colleen, do you want to announce these 2?
Sure.
Wait. Let's
Or
not
do you wanna
announce these.
Okay.
Let's not announce these. That might give some. Let's do the round and then up, because that might give. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to do the round winners, Colleen? This
Okay.
is cash. So now we're getting into cash prizes here. This is $100 cash. We're going to send you a PayPal or a MasterCard or one of those prepaid cards or something like that. Probably PayPal.
Okay.
Yeah. Top 3 round winners.
So for round 3, virtual drums is Carlos Andrade.
Is on
So
the call? Is Carlos on here?
yeah, and on the call. So
Nice.
great. Congratulations.
Oh, there he is, right there. Hey. That was great. Yep. The it literally took me a while. The 3rd round was hard because there were so many good 3rd round. But what really sold me was your time warp. Sold us. It made an impression on all the judges. Was when you took us through all the different projects as you were warping around, and so we really thought that was worthy of some notice there. So congratulations on that. All right, round 2.
Okay. So round 2, which is also a $100 a round winner. So round 2, virtual drums. And I may not be pronouncing the name right, so correct me in chat on this. Ayakut Algun, Aykut, had cloned work that Josh had done from round 1. So I don't think he's on the call.
All right.
Nice. And I'll.
Do you want to do the next round, Joe?
Yeah, I'll do round 1. Okay, and then round 1 winner a popular one that we saw throughout multiple days. We have Aviv, round one winner, $100 cash.
Whoa, whoa.
Nice job.
That school bus was popping up all over the place, and we really, yeah. You've got me wanting to actually go play with that scene. So, Colleen, do you want to do the crowd favorite?
Okay, and I'm just scrolling here. Okay, so the crowd favorite, based on just feedback throughout the kind of entire competition, listening to people's chatter, taking a look at comments in the Webflow showcase, talking amongst the judges, and that goes for body of work to Jordan Russell. So congratulations.
That's $100 cash paid. Joe, do you want to do the runner-up?
I will do the runner-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is it. That's all the round winners for $100 each. This is $200 on this round.
$200. Runner-up, second place, we have Joshua Fry. $200 cash. Great job. Great job.
And he also wins. This is where we can announce number 8 there too, if you want to give him that, Joe.
And along with that runner-up prize of $200, Josh Fry is also getting 1 year of Webflow Pro account. Great job, Josh.
Yeah, that's rad.
Nice.
And this one, man, we deliberate so hard. From the second we saw it, I think everybody kind of was like boggled by it. It influenced art and the rest of the competition. It was used in a number of projects, and every round, this guy came with it so hard, even twitching some of his work. So Joshua Jacobs, Mr. Josh Works, takes the grand prize, the bragging rights. Congratulations, you blew us away almost every round, and actually every round, and then some. So you also get with that a year's worth of Webflow Pro. So you've got $700 coming, a trophy, and the Webflow, and then you want a couple other little things along the way too. So you're going home the grand champion of CloneComp 2020. I wish we had the hooray. I wish I had the trophy to give you. I can kind of show you. I don't even think it's gonna. Let me see if it'll open as a new tab. Yeah,
I like the comment. I like the comment about influencing the art for the rest of the competition. We saw that a lot, that people started using that pixel art round after round, and I thought that was really cool. Nice job.
So obviously we didn't Photoshop the proper graphics in here, but you guys aren't seeing that. No, wrong screen. Stop share. This one. Yeah. Obviously it won't be a golf thing, but you guys mentioned something about a chalice. This is a 7-inch little guy. It'll sit on your desk real nice. Little CloneComp champ. You could put your little poop emojis or marbles, or you could put like a little candy dish, or I don't know, whatever you want to do in the show.
I'm gonna drink out of it every day.
Yeah, put your beer in it. So, cheers to that. That's. I mean, I don't have a whole lot else. Colleen, do we have anything else on the agenda? Other than inviting everyone to stay tuned, we've got some serious updates to nocode.video coming up. We're working with, as you can see, some of the top players in the community to help organize some of these events. So this was like the first time we all came together to try to do something. And I think you can expect that at least on a quarterly, if not more often, we'll be doing like online stuff probably monthly as part of our meetup. But quarterly we'll do larger events, and at least annually, semi-annually, we'll do stuff like this. We'll keep experimenting. Again, we'll send out survey feedback. We'd love to connect with you guys. And the Slack community is going to be open. So please join the Webflow channel in there. Our goal, it's nocode.slack.com. So we're going to start growing that community through various events, through various partnerships with different organizations. And our goal here, Joe, myself, Colleen, our goal is to be really just a connector of dots in this no code slash Webflow community. And that's a passion of all of ours. And so thank you all for being here. Do you want to say anything? Joe, Colleen, do you guys have any final words before we let everyone go? Or maybe before we open it up for questions, we'd love some feedback. Should we just open it up and chat a little bit?
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. Who has a really strong comment about the entire experience? Good, bad, anything. What do you want to share?
And I think maybe we need a speech from the winners. The top 2 winners. We need a speech.
Well, and kind of to that, I think it would be interesting if anyone wants to talk about their builds. We're looking at programming for future events, so maybe reach out, or there may also be, if there's a Webflow meetup in your community, those organizers may be looking for folks to have featured. So let us know.
Josh, do you want to say some words? You want to say a couple things?
Man, I can break the ice a little
Put you on the
bit.
spot,
Sure.
yeah.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I'd like to say how truly amazing it has been to have been a part of this competition. Not even like doing the work, but just like chatting with you guys has been so cool. I've been making quotables for the showcase as well for a little bit now, and it's sort of a faceless thing to do because you sort of put it out there and people interact with it, and that's that. I think that the real reward from this has been just chatting with everybody in Slack, goofing around, making jokes and puns, and putting poop into space. So I think that's the exact right place where I should probably end my speech. Yeah. But I think it's been amazing. I mean, I think it was exhausting. I'm sure all of you can agree that we are pretty tired, and I'm going to take a nice long nap for a few days. But I had a blast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
That's great.
Josh Fry, runner up. What say you?
Hey. I think I should have just put Fry on my name here as well. It just gets confusing, doesn't it, when I'm sharing the Joshua? But I just want to say thanks, everyone. It was really cool. It was just so much fun to take part in this. And I haven't even managed to look at everything yet because I was out, unfortunately, this evening. But I was watching the video of the latest ones. Just every single one is just like blowing me away. And I hadn't really imagined that half the things that have been done could really be done with Webflow. I hadn't really approached it in the same way as some of you guys have. And I'm going to keep looking at all of them and cloning them and taking bits from them. So thank you, everyone. And thanks for organizing it, guys. I'm interested actually to know what you think about how the competition went and how you organized it and how you might adapt that, knowing what you know now from the experience.
We've created a whole doc that we're working on, as a retrospective that we're already kind of looking at. Colleen, do we want to pull that up? And I mean, the biggest concern we heard was obviously the time commitment and it being kind of back to back as a story-driven thing. And so we knew that would kind of be demanding, but we didn't. When we originally started this, it was going to be like we were going to limit it to an hour. You're going to get an hour to work on something, you know? But then we were like, hey, it's going to be self-guided on their own terms. Like, why not let people blow us away? Why restrict people in that capacity? And then as it started kind of evolving, we were like, well, we don't really want people just to build like a website, you know, like a basic, a nav and a div and a whatever, like something you might see in a theme or a showcase or whatever. And so we started thinking from the story-driven side. And so we weren't sure how much time that was going to take for people to build, you know, to the level that you guys built. And so we're thinking about how do we condense the format? How do we add time in between the rounds? You know, any feedback you all have on that would be great. Would you like to see this be like once a week for 3 weeks? Would you all rather it be on a weekend, over a weekend, so you can dedicate more time to it? we've even talked about condensing it all into a single round, but I think that takes away from cloning other people's work. And I think some of the dynamic nature of the competition was to see how people shifted the projects as it went. And so I think, condensing it into a single session might not be the right answer. But does anybody have thoughts on those things as far as it relates to timing, the length or scope of the competition, and anything that might make it either more engaging or easier on the participants?
I'll come back on it quickly just because I was talking before. I can't. I've had so many ideas about what I think you could do with it, and now I'm really not sure. Partly just because I'm so tired, but there's two elements kind of pulling against each other, and it was difficult. I was getting tired as a result of doing it. I can't even talk properly, but there was also kind of a magic as a result of that, right? And so it's just getting that balance right so that you can still see all these amazing things happen, but maybe just giving a little bit more breathing space here and there. Yeah. I don't know how you do that. That's kind of your problem now.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I understand. I personally really enjoyed the cloning aspect of the project and being able to explore other people's projects, build on the work that came before. I feel like that day two was not easier than day one, but day one was definitely very concept heavy, asset heavy. And then I think that the second and third day were very much not easier, but definitely lifted up by the work that was done on day one. So I don't know if there's a way to shift that balance, be it assets, pre-made assets, or something like that. I don't know.
One of the concepts we've actually experimented with, and maybe this is a way to get feedback from you all, was, maybe having more of a shell on day one, so it's not starting from a blank canvas. But then who builds that shell? Does it influence the style? Because we thought about that stuff this time too. And we're like, well, maybe we give people illustrations, but then it's like, you limit someone. If somebody's a designer and you say, hey, you have to use this illustration, they're like, so there was some real balance to be had there. But what we thought was maybe we could get a few of you, let's say CloneComp experts, to build maybe one or two clonables that we start next year with, right? And it wouldn't be, again, crazy heavy designed. It would kind of be just themed shells, or maybe work with us to think about like what you would have liked to have that day one. So that's where you all will be really valuable to us, is kind of thinking about, how that onboarding process or how that day one process could go. Because again, once we got in the swing of it, and the results are amazing, but that day one was so taxing. So like I felt that second day, that's a real concern of ours.
Yeah, I think I spent a lot more time like trying to like gather assets and like make assets to use for the project, and like actually like going in and like building and like working on like the interactions and stuff. And I actually like got my degree in design, but then self-taught myself development afterwards because I get so overwhelmed by like starting on a blank page. So like I think like maybe having like some sort of shell would have been like a little bit easier. But then again, I do like how people were able to kind of like run with everything and make their own kind of like unique style that other people could play off of. So it'd have to be a very bare bones shell to then design off of or something.
And I guess just because we issue assets doesn't mean somebody couldn't create their own rocket, but maybe it's like, hey, here's 3 rockets you could use, or stuff like that. I guess I don't know. That's where, Colleen, how much time do we spend thinking about that going into this thing?
We probably, over the course of a couple of weeks, probably spent, half an hour, 45 minutes going back and forth of, should we do this? How much do we do? What are the trade-offs? We don't want to limit. So, we did give it some thought, but
Tal, can you?
No, it's.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just gonna say it's good to get feedback, now of, hey, spent a lot of time at the start of when I could have been doing XYZ if there had been more assets to go for. So if you, in the coming days, have better thoughts about, hey, an asset in this regard would be helpful, or, ooh, that would really limit and I wouldn't want to participate in the competition, pop it in the Slack channel and let us know. because we don't want to lose people from it just because if the startup cost is in terms of time and effort is too much.
Yeah.
Yes, I can explain. What I meant is that maybe give the idea of what we're going to deal with. Like, I didn't know what it's going to be, like how difficult the challenge will be. I use Webflow only, I think, from February. And I did some amazing stuff that I didn't know how I'm going to do it. So I learned a lot, but maybe if I will know what I'm going to do, so it maybe will be easier for me.
I think part of that was that we didn't really know what it was going to be.
Yeah, I understand that, but you asked for a comment for next year.
But yeah, definitely. I think, well, this year we'll have, like going into next year, we'll have some of the assets and we can showcase and we can do little videos and, you know, maybe we'll get some little interviews or testimonials from some of you all about the experience. And yeah, I think managing the expectation of the users heading into this, I could see agencies or businesses setting aside time, or instead of having to be competing with work, it's like, no, work should encourage you to be a part of this, to say like, this is a great opportunity to get in front of the Webflow community. I could see where our grand prizes are significantly larger than they were this year. This prize money was kind of cobbled together from the sponsors in a couple weeks. And so I think with a successful first event that we could get some real attention in the community for a follow-up to this, and really make it worth investing a couple days of your time. And not only that, but just showcasing the projects, showcasing the people, and obviously the community that we built. Hopefully there will be some relationships that develop amongst yourselves, people that you've connected with through some of this. So yeah.
I also can say I posted the contest. Aviv posted on our Webflow community on Facebook in Israel, and people like ask me a small question in the chat, like what's happened, what's going to be. I'm afraid to do it because I don't know how to. So that's why I said if I will know something to tell them, maybe they were not afraid to use it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I'm thinking, if you will give the assets, I know it will be easier, but the other side, we saw a lot of different designers that do an amazing job.
Yeah.
So
that was the reason we decided ultimately not to provide the assets, because we figured Webflow is such a design-driven community that there would be such a desire to want to just drive that. And so we didn't want anyone to feel limited or restricted by 2 or 3 illustrations. And what would be interesting is if in a future year, maybe we collaborate with a few designers and we create some design languages. And so maybe we start with some simple style guides, right? And so there's just a couple style guides. And that would be interesting maybe to grab some from the illustration side and create some stuff just for the theme that fits with the storyline, you know? So that might be interesting. Actually, we should add a line about that to the retrospective.
I've got a thought about timing if it's okay.
Please.
I just kind of following up on like what Josh and other people have been saying with regards to like the first day being so like heavy. It's like, what if you guys looked at doing like the first build was like a couple of days? I don't think you want to go like a full week or like 3-week competition, but you did like a Monday to Wednesday. And so like all those, you know, building out all those assets, building out that initial one. And then the clones are like one more day and then one more day after that. I feel like the clones, obviously the fun part of it, and like a big part of the competition, but that first day was so taxing. But if that was split up over a couple of days, it might be a little bit, you know, less exhausting. And then you'd just be able to roll right into 2 days of cloning.
I could totally see it being like a 2-phased competition where like phase 1 of the competition is to create that first round of clonables. And that's like 1 week. And then there's like a week in between where people get to vote, look at the clonables, decide which one they want to start their project from maybe, you know, and then everyone clones one of those initial projects. And that's where you kick off the event from, would be from that, like, you know, so it'd be like the second round would start a week after that first round finished, after people got a chance to like explore it. And that could be cool.
Yeah, I definitely felt like by day 3, I was like,
Whoop. You muted yourself.
Am I muted? Okay. But I felt like by day 3, I was like crawling to like the finish line and like so tired from like doing that like marathon like sprint. Like thank God my work like let me clear my schedule to like participate. But I feel like for all the people that didn't have like the time to really like commit to it, I think that kind of like caused a lot of kind of barriers in a way.
Yeah.
So
Well, we thought about what would you guys think about weekend days as opposed to weekdays? Like, would that be easier if this was a Saturday into a Sunday versus like if we kicked off Friday at noon and finished by Sunday evening versus like tying up a bunch of work time, in the middle of the week?
That would be harder for me personally, but that's just because family stuff. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? What did we see here?
It's never going to be right for everyone, I guess, because also you've got time zones and stuff like that to consider. So I guess some of us were working in the middle of the night at times and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but just longer windows help, right? Like, but just slightly longer, maybe.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I could see this being over the course of a week and it's 48 hours or something like that. I just think the more time you add, the more likely people are to drift off, and so there's something about it being that condensed, like a hackathon, it's the same kind of thing where like a lot of time you pull an all-nighter or you might, so it might take a little bit of refinement to figure that out. And I agree that it may not be perfectly convenient for everyone, but I think we might not have also gotten the type of projects we got with some softer stipulations or some other variations. And so it's hard to really know without, experimenting in some of that. So maybe we will just kind of try something different next time and we'll see. We did that speed building challenge. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say is, I mean, yeah, it was difficult to get this stuff out in the 3-day time period, but clearly it was not impossible. We had a good number of submissions from people from all over the globe. I do feel that maybe a little bit of a more flexible window might be helpful, but I wouldn't blame you for keeping it the same either.
Yeah. Some questions in the chat about speed builds. We'll be doing some speed builds coming forward. This event got paused, obviously, because of some of the social tensions that we were facing here in the U.S. over the last few months. But you can expect we'll be doing the speed building stuff, Mr. Banks especially. I know you're really excited about that. If you guys haven't done a speed building event, those are fun too. You get 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and 25 minutes, and you get prompts. And so if you think this was tense, at least you're not like under a 5-minute timer or ding, ding, ding with 10 other people building simultaneously at once, which again, it's a great experience. But teams round, Anna, I think a teams round would be great. Maybe we could talk Webflow into sponsoring some team accounts so that people could collaborate more easily in the projects. That would be cool. We do have something. Maybe it wasn't in the retrospective. Is there something about that? I feel like maybe I made a note somewhere, but it may not be in that document, Colleen.
Yeah, I don't see speed builds in this document,
No,
so
not
it might be
speed builds, but the team.
Oh, we've talked about it, but I don't think I haven't seen it documented, so I just made a note.
Cool.
And it looks like there's also been some feedback related to the time for like reviewing projects. So how, was it helpful to be able to see the live stream and see projects? Was that helpful in terms of people picking what they were going to build off of for subsequent rounds after the first one? Or is there would there have been a better way, or was there something that we could have done that would have been more helpful?
The live stream was really good. I like watching that, and I was sort of taking notes as to whose I might work from and stuff like that. But what I think was working really well, like as a starting point at least, is what Chris did with like creating a custom site, basically, because Webflow's showcase still isn't as good as it should be.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that'll change by next year. I'd like to see it change. But some sort of custom site for being able to browse through them all, and maybe even for the voting. just because like the likes and clones thing could get a little bit lost as well.
Colleen, that would
I
be
don't know.
interesting to partner with one of those like Webflow showcased sites and have them build a special section just for CloneComp sites.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. Let's
Yep.
make a note of that. That would be a great partnership in the community too. What else was there? There was something that was just brought up that Joshua was saying that I wanted to touch on, and I lost it in the moment. Oh, Joe, any thoughts? Colleen? Anybody else from the Peanut Gallery here? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Y'all sound like maybe want to go to sleep, huh? Some of you guys taking naps. What time is it? Shout out your
We're
time.
all tired.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
tired.
Where's everybody? What time zone? I know we got some location checks, but what time?
11.
11 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Central Time, so it's
Okay,
like
so you're-
almost, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 5 o'clock for us here, or almost 5. 9:40 in London. 2:30. Comida time. Comida time. Oh, it's time for food. Okay.
I have to say the live stream was amazing, and when you laugh, I was laughing all the time. It was so awesome.
Well, speaking of the live stream, Joe and I are gonna start doing a weekly show where we want to like review people's sites and do stuff like this, where we kind of in real time bring people in to talk about stuff they're building and showcase projects, and also talk about Webflow news and industry stuff, the ins and outs of building a web-based business, especially specifically, I guess, around the Webflow space. And so, yeah,
Answering questions.
Yep.
A big focus on answering questions. We get questions from people all the time and we answer them individually, and nobody else gets to see that answer or that content or that great thing we just wrote to them for the last 10 minutes. So now we can broadcast this and you can hear what other people are asking. You probably have similar questions, or you didn't even know that you needed to ask that question, but hearing that can help you do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
Tell us what you're wondering. In this talk show, we're going to figure out how we can help you and how we can help other people. So I'm pumped for it. I'm really excited. We'll probably start this up in a few weeks. And yeah, we're excited for it.
We might call some of you all for interviews.
Yeah.
And as Colleen mentioned, we might invite some of you. Actually, a couple of the other meetup members have even reached out about maybe interviewing some of you all about the experience for their meetups. So some of the other Webflow meetups, we're also talking about potentially reaching out. So I don't know if maybe the Joshuas would be, and if anybody else is, feel free to either send me a message in Slack here or just raise your hand now and I'll take a note. But yeah, our goal is to shine some light on all of you all, on all your talent. So you guys did such an amazing job. We're going to spend some time thinking about how we showcase these submissions. I'm going to do another video highlighting more of the content. I tried to keep this one short, so it's just like a little 1-minute ditty, but I might do a more thorough dissection of all the different projects and create another little highlight reel, just to kind of show everybody, because maybe people aren't going to go in and look at 30 sites on the showcase, but they might sit and watch a 3-minute video that showcases like some of the best parts of it. And so the goal really is to showcase the potential of this platform and the people who are using it right now. So anyway, that's all I got. 6:40 in Brazil, 2 a.m. in India. It's 5 a.m. here, or 5 p.m. 5 a.m.
Nice. I
don't do anything at 5 a.m. So if you ever see me talking about 5 a.m., I'm probably lying.
Thought I didn't do things at 5 a.m. until this competition happened, and that's when I was going to bed.
If you see me up at 5 a.m., I haven't gone to sleep yet. Let's put it like that. That's a better way to put it.
I've gotten like a collective of like 15 hours of sleep over the past 3 days. We'll see.
Oh. Well, you did some amazing
It's been
work.
fun.
Honestly. Some of the inspiration too, like I was watching back, like where did you even come up with some of this stuff? And yeah, It's amazing. I don't think people are ready. Like, I've been showing this to some of my friends who are not Webflow people. They're not website people. They're not, you know, I showed it to some of my motion graphic friends. And all of them have just been kind of blown away. They're like, these are websites and this is, you know, I'm like, yeah, in less than 24 hours. And so even people who don't know anything about Webflow or what's going on here, just kind of been like, well, what is this stuff? And so kudos to all that. I think it's, you know, potentially changing the whole medium of storytelling digitally.
It reminds me of the Flash era, right? A lot of what we've seen here, like in a good way. There's obviously some things about Flash that weren't great, but just some of the like game type experiences and things like that. I'd love to see Webflow lean into that a little bit more and provide more like stuff for audio and for game like things. I mean, they've obviously got a lot of different directions they could go, so who knows what they'll do, but it's so cool.
Yep. I think there's a crazy amount of potential here. Like, and 2 to 3 years, the conversations we're going to be having around this stuff is going to be significant. Yeah. What's up, Dan? Oh, he's leaving. Okay. See ya. And thanks. Anybody else got a little nugget to think about? Another cheers to have? My beer's empty. Is it time for another beer? That's the most inspiring thing. Such awesome sites built in under 24 hours from concept to implementation. Rohan, yes. Yep. Agreed. Something about a deadline to get the fire underneath you. Okay. I think we've taken up enough of your time over the last 72 hours, whatever it's been, maybe longer. And I can't thank you enough. Honestly, this has been an amazing experience for me. I organize a ton of events in person over the last 5 years. I can't tell you how many times we've done hackathons or big events. And this is the first time I did something of this scale online. And it's interesting the similarities and the differences in planning real in-person events versus online events. And it was a whole different kind of crazy because event planning is crazy. But the online event was fun. It was cool. It was a different type of interaction. And I've had a lot of fun just putting the whole thing together. So again, thank you all for being part of that experience. And that's all. Unless Colleen and Joe have something else, I think that's the end of CloneComp 2020.
Thanks, everyone. Great
right.
time.
Bye.
Thank you all. Great work.
Thanks, everyone. Cheers.
Have a great weekend. Stay in touch.
Keep an eye out for that survey. We want your feedback outside of this. See ya.